Happy Friday, Hoops fans. Welcome into our first segment of CA Hoops Weekly Season Preview presented by Under Armour. Today we take a look at the College of Charleston and begin with Rob Washburn here to break down the men's side as the Cougars will be in year 2 under head coach Earl Grant.
Yeah, the Cougars had some struggles in their first season under Coach Earl Grant, but finished the year on an upswing with a victory over Drexel in the first round of the CAA tournament. CFC was one of the top defensive teams in the league last season, allowing less than 65 points per game and holding opponents to 42% field goal shooting. But they need to improve on an offense that averaged under 59 points per game. Now, while the Cougars have to replace a pair of 1,000-point scorers in Anthony Stitt and Ajayi Baru, 3 starters are back, and their 5 newcomers are expected to make an impact.
The Cougars were picked 9th in the preseason poll, and Coach Grant will look to build this team around returning leading scorer Canyon Berry.
Yeah, Canyon Berry did a little bit of everything last season, leading the Cougars in scoring with 12.5 points per game, knocking down a team-high 64 threes, and ranking 2nd on the squad in rebounding and 1st in steals. He's entering his 3rd year as a starter and should be primed for a big year. The Cougars also returned 3 sophomores who saw significant playing time in guard Cameron Johnson and forwards Donovan Gilmore and Evan Bailey, and junior forward Terrence O'Donohue also contributed inside. Now, CFC suffered a big blow earlier this month when junior point guard Joe Chealy suffered a season-ending leg injury, but 3 talented newcomers will battle for his job in junior transfer Peyton Holsey and freshman Grant Riller and Marquise Pointer.
We got to sit down with Coach Grant at CA Basketball Media Day, and this is what he had to say about his all-CA guard, Canyon Berry.
You know, yeah, we challenge him to be more of a leader. Naturally, he doesn't do it in terms of being vocal, but he does lead by example. He is very talented, and he's very athletic, and in practice he competes at a high level. So in terms of his leadership, he's doing it by example. I do see him giving more this year. He did average 12 points and 6 rebounds last year, which is good numbers. I think he'll continue to improve in his statistical categories as well as continue to lead by example.
Now, as we take a look at the women's team, we bring back in Kelly McCarthy for the first time this year. Welcome back, Kelly.
Thanks, Bobby. Glad to be back.
Just like the men, the women's team will also be year 2 under their head coach, Candice M. Jackson.
There was a lot of newness last season for the Cougars with a new head coach and some very young players. CFC definitely got stronger as the season went on, but struggled with consistency. With the Cougars a bit more settled this year, that consistency will come.
The Cougars are also selected 9th in the preseason poll, but Coach Jackson has a star on her roster for her team to rally behind, and last year's CA Defensive Player of the Year, Bree Bolden.
That's right. What's not to love about Bree Bolden? She's active at both ends of the court. She scores, she defends. She's a huge part of this team. Last season, she averaged 14 points and 3 steals a game to earn Defensive Player of the Year honors. Think about this. She had multiple steals in 21 of the 28 games she played and had her 30-game steal streak snapped in the CA tournament. 30 games. That's how strong she is defensively. Shaklasia Brown is back for her 2nd year at the point. She was thrown into the mix and saw a lot of minutes early as a rookie. She handled it well, and we can expect some good things from her this season. Jackie Luna Castro is back in the post as well. She was a solid player all season long and should continue that trend. A nice compliment for Luna Castro is Siena transfer Kelsey Booth, who's eligible after sitting out last season. She can play low, but is also a 3-point threat. Coach Jackson also has 4 freshmen that will add depth this season. There's not a lot of height on this roster, so Coach Jackson is clearly focusing on guard play this season.
Here is what Coach Jackson had to say about her junior guard, Bree Bolden.
I'm extremely proud of Bree and just everything that she's been able to accomplish in her short time at the college and her short time in the league. 2 years in the CAA and to have an accolade as the Defensive Player of the Year, that really does speak to the hard work that she's put in. And coming into this season, you know, we've talked in depth about what she wanted to accomplish. Being named first team all-conference was something that she really wanted to gain preseason especially, and for her to do that this year, it means a lot. She's worked hard over the summer. She had a great preseason. She's really stepped up as a leader on our team. I think with the new additions to our team, it's been able to kind of free her mind up and not feel as pressured to have to do as much. So defensively, we'll see a lot more from her with more ease.
Coach Jackson's squad opens up their season Friday night, November the 13th, at home versus Houston, while the men's team will be at home the same night playing host to South Carolina State. We are just getting started in our CA Hoops Weekly preview, but unfortunately, fans and Kelly and Rob, we got to take the weekend off. So we'll see you on Monday for the next episode of CA Hoops Weekly presented by Under Armour as we take a look at the Delaware Blue Hens as Monte Ross and Tina Martin's programs look to rebound from tough outings last season. For Kelly McCarthy, Rob Washburn, I'm Bobby Broyles. Have a great weekend.